the
No,
San
I don't use Outlook.
Yeah.
I'm on a Mac.
our city email though. I mean, like if you
Yeah,
log
I'm gonna look for it right now. Thank you. Let's see, because it gives us the YouTube one link. Let's see.
All right.
Maria,
You're
I'll be
live.
right back. Maybe they'll let me in. I'll be right back.
We are live.
All right. So I'll call this meeting to order on April 7th at 7:02 p.m. We need a roll call, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Chair Clarissa Tolentino,
Present.
Vice Chair Francisco Arizon, absent. Commissioner D. Aikman,
Present.
Commissioner Nicole Moore,
present.
and Commissioner Rudy Trujillo. He's here. Let me admit him.
Okay, I think I'm back, but I'm having trouble here.
Commissioner Rudy Trujillo,
Present.
we have
Okay.
Okay. All right. Let me pull up the agenda real quick. My computer's being a little bit slow downloading it. Let's see. Oh, Pledge of Allegiance. Do we have the flag? Is it okay? All right. Cool. All right. Put your right hand over your heart.
Give me a second and I'll try to find it.
Oh no, Maria.
Oh, we have one. I don't think she can hear us.
Somebody said we had one? Oh,
Yes,
there
we
it
do.
is. Thank you.
All right, let's put our right hands over our heart. Ready? Begin. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation,
under God, indivisible,
indivisible, with
liberty and
liberty and
justice
justice
for all.
All right. All right. Do we have to approve the agenda first? Right? Okay. I'm still getting the hang of this. So can I get a motion to approve the agenda?
I'll motion to approve the agenda.
All right.
Second it.
All right. The agenda has been approved. Second by D. All right.
We
So
we have to roll call that too.
Oh, roll call. Thank you.
Chair Tolentino,
Yes.
Vice Chair Arizon is absent. Commissioner Aikman,
Present.
Commissioner Moore,
Yes.
and Commissioner Trujillo.
Yes.
Okay. Let's see. Decorum order. Oh. All right. The first item on our agenda is still loading. All right. Can we motion to approve the meeting minutes of March 3rd, 2021?
We have
Didn't we?
public statements.
Oh, sorry. All right. Public statements.
If you give me 1 second, I have somebody in the waiting room. 1 second.
Okay.
All right. Sounds good.
A number starting with 747 for public statements.
Yes.
You could please state your name, and there's 3 minutes for public statements.
Okay, so my name's Fernando Brihill. I live on the 600 block of South Huntington Street. So basically, we have a very bad speeding problem here. San Fernando Police Department has tried their very best to be here and kind of show the community that they're around, pull over people, give them citations. I've already asked for speed humps. Unfortunately, they said they couldn't do it due to the fact that a trolley passes down my street. So I'm asking if they can go ahead and provide additional stop signs, as well as like on Workman and Griffith, they have a flashing stop sign. So if they can go ahead and do that, just to kind of let people know there's a stop sign on Griffith and South Huntington, because it's hard to see at night. And even for those who actually live here, they still run it anyway. So basically, that's just the problem I'm having. And that's all I have to say.
All right. I'm sorry, I'm hearing feedback. Can you guys hear me? Okay, it's really okay.
I can hear you.
Cool, thanks. I understand that we did have a few conversations about adding speed humps to certain parts of the city. I'm not sure about this specific street, so if anybody happens to know if there are any plans to look on that side of the city at the moment.
I think Huntington has speed bumps.
Can't actually have a full discussion about items on public comment without agendizing them. But we thank you so much for your comments, and it is definitely something that I think we can discuss during our agendized item about the Safe and Active Streets campaign.
Right, that's what I was thinking too. So can we have a notion to add this to the meeting for next month, if possible? Add this to the future agenda? All right, I'm not hearing any notions, so
Yeah, I would like to, if we have any other public comments. If not, I would like to make a motion to put it on the agenda if it's the appropriate time. Maria, would that be correct?
We have more public comments.
Okay, I'll hold that.
Okay. Actually, I believe this is the same person. It says, hi, I am Fernando. I normally call San Fernando PD for the very bad speeding problem on South Huntington and Griffith. It's very bad to a point where it's very uncomfortable living here. I have tried to get speed humps put in, but they said we couldn't, so I'm asking for a flashing stop sign and more additional stop signs to be added along South Huntington and flashing light above South Huntington and Griffith, or a traffic signal, because I have cameras and I send some of the worst traffic violations to the police department, but they can't do everything. So I'm asking for you guys to do something about it. I would like to see what our options are. Fernando Brigil. Our second public comment is from Dixie Interiano. It says, good afternoon. I reached out to Mr. Matt Baumgartner last week, and he advised me to reach out to you directly regarding my concern with the traffic on Fernmore and 4th Street due to the lack of a stop sign at the intersection. As I mentioned to him, I have been a homeowner in the city of San Fernando for the past 8 years. Since COVID began, my daughters, 2 years old and 4-year-old, and I go on frequent walks around our neighborhood. I noticed that our cross street on 4th and Fernmore get a lot of traffic, as it is somewhat of a main street to get through town. I have witnessed 2 incidents where a pedestrian is trying to cross the street, and both times they have almost gotten run over by oncoming traffic. Just this week on Monday, my daughters and I went for our daily walk. We usually cross the street on Orange Grove and 4th because that street has a stop sign. However, we decided to cross on Fernmore Street and 4th instead, which is the street we live on. However, due to the traffic, it took us about 5 minutes to cross the street, and we began to cross. When we began to cross, a car almost hit my daughter's stroller. It was a very dangerous and scary situation that I faced, and I was so shocked that I could not continue my walk. Like I said before, I have witnessed others attempting to cross and having a hard time. However, I had never experienced it firsthand while walking alone with my toddler daughters. Therefore, I am looking to see if you can possibly notify the safety committee of my concern. I believe our small neighborhood would be a lot safer if a stop sign was installed between 4th Street and Fernmore. Like I said before, 4th Street is a very busy street as it goes all the way down to Pacoima and all the way up to Sylmar. Our little neighborhood is right in the middle of both cities and gets very dangerous when attempting to cross the street, especially after 3. There is also a small school on 4th Street, and during normal non-COVID times, I would often see children walking along alone. I would hate a tragedy to occur to anyone because of a lack of a stop sign. Thank you for your help and reading my concerns to the committee. Please feel free to reach out to me if you have any questions or concerns. Thank you, Dixie Interiano. And
So I was going to say, Chair Tolentino, it isn't, it's within the purview of the commission to direct staff to study both of these issues. So since we have both of these issues come up, we can't go into a discussion since it's not agendized, but a direction can be given to staff to study both of these matters and return back to the commission with an agendized discussion at the next meeting, if you'd like.
Thank you. Yes, I was planning on asking if it would be possible that we can add everything related to the stop signs and even the speed humps, because I hear that this is actually a big concern in this area, especially regarding smaller children and parents being afraid of something happening to their children. So if possible, if now is an appropriate time, could we try to agendize this for the upcoming meeting? And also, is it possible that we could add this, if not already, add this area specifically to our Safety Streets program?
So if I may, I would like to make that motion to go ahead and ask or request staff to do that research. If it's appropriate to make that motion, I'd like to make that motion at this time.
Thank you. Do I hear a second?
I second it. I also have.
I don't think we actually, because we're in public comment right now, we are not, it doesn't need to be a motion. It's just, it's not, we can't make new motions right now. We're in public comment. So it's just, all that has to happen is Chair Tolentino just has to direct staff just to put it on our next meeting. It doesn't need to be a motion.
Oh, okay. All right, that makes it even easier. So I would like to actually add this to our next agenda so that we can get something going, so that we can start collecting data on this area. Thank you. Are there any more?
Yes, I would like to make a comment. Anytime we have the public come to our meetings and discuss their problems, I don't like them to be short-shifted. You can agendize it, and of course I would go along with that, because I think Manuel and Matt could be a big help in helping us with this, with their comments. But I want to make sure that it's followed up. I mean, they go out of their way to contact us, and I like to be able to acknowledge that even at the time that they're here. That's all I have.
Thank you, Commissioner Aikman. And I hear that we have one more public comment.
Yes, one more. It's the last one. It's from Thelma Herrera. It's Catherine Padilla and Associates. And it starts with, as many may know, the city has been working on a citywide parking management master plan since fall of 2020. During this past February and March, our team has been collecting parking data in the field, as well as receiving helpful feedback from committee members on areas of concern. The overall goal of the plan is to make parking more convenient for residents, visitors, and local businesses by engaging community members in problem solving for parking solutions. We would like to invite all members of the community to participate in a virtual community meeting to be hosted on Zoom on May 6th from 6 to 7:30. The purpose of the meeting is for stakeholders to learn about work completed to date, discuss possible solutions, and share your opinions. Please visit sfcity.org/the SF parking study for instructions on how to join us from home. A meeting flyer is also provided on the site in English and Spanish, which you can download and forward it to your family and friends. We hope you can attend, and please help us pass the word out. Thank you, Thelma Herrera, Outreach Project Manager.
I attended the last parking meeting that we had. I was hoping to get the minutes of that meeting. I took down minutes, copious minutes too, to bring to our commission. And I'd like to know if you would want me to represent the commission at this coming meeting. So let me know if you want me to show up.
Well,
The thundering herd.
no, well, yeah, I mean, I didn't hear back from them. I remember you and I were supposed to be a part of the ad hoc for that, for those meetings, but I never received an update. But if you are willing to attend and maybe we can get some updates, that would be greatly appreciated. That way we have something to tell the people who are actually curious to see what's happening with that organization.
Okay. I will attend, and if you'll recall, I did report back to you and gave you a report as to what went on during the meeting.
Right. All right. Thank you so much. Okay. Now that was our last public comment, correct? Just double checking. All right. Now we can move. Do we still have to approve the minutes from last meeting?
Under consent calendar, yes.
Under consent calendar, correct?
Yes.
All right. All right. Is there a notion to approve the meeting minutes of March 3rd, 2021?
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes of March 3rd.
I'll second that.
All right. Thank you. And the next item on our agenda is administrative
Can we do
reports.
roll call?
Oh, roll call, sorry.
Chair Tolentino.
Yes.
For the record, Vice Chair Arizona is absent. Commissioner Aikman.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear you.
Just roll call for the approval of the minutes.
Second? Is that what you're looking for?
No, just Commissioner Aikman, just a yes.
Yes.
Commissioner Moore
Yes.
and Commissioner Trujillo.
Yes.
All right. Thank you. And now we can move on to the second item, correct? Which is administrative reports. And now we need an update on the discussion of unlicensed driver program. Are there any updates on our program?
Manuel, did you want to go into that or would you like me to?
If you can, go ahead.
So we are going to move ahead with a tentative date of May 13th. The staff did study the overall situation and found that doing the presentation on Zoom with a combination of streaming it to YouTube would be the best way to proceed and is doable. And we will work on providing translation materials of the physical, the virtual PowerPoint that we will be putting forward, as well as possibly dubbing over the presentation at a later date as well. But the original presentation will be in English and will be on the city Zoom and YouTube account. And it will be Sergeant Aguirre and I who are doing it together. He hoped to be here tonight. However, they are having some extreme technical difficulties over at the police department this evening. So that was not an option, unfortunately. So yeah, he's sorry that he couldn't be here, but we are planning on moving forward with it. The information that we will be covering, again, which I did already give some information about this last meeting, but just again, an update, we'll be covering the risks of driving without a license, how to get a driver's license, and driver's license availability for undocumented Californians, and then just an overall Q&A on that. And I will be promoting it shortly, unless I'm going to start promoting it in schools and things like that, unless any of you had any other qualms about it. But I do have materials ready to start promoting very soon, and we hope to promote on the city's social media pages, as well as just spreading the word through local schools and things like that as well.
All right, thank you, Commissioner Moore. I actually wanted to know if it's possible for myself, if it's possible for me to also promote it. And also, do we have a flyer already, or is that something that we still have to work on?
I'm pretty close, but I was waiting for confirmation that May 13th works as a date. And so I will double confirm that. I have a whole, I have like a slideshow presentation and stuff that matches my group template designs that I'll send you. But
Great.
I will send it to our city staff, who can then distribute it to all of our commissioners so that we can get the information out and spread it widely. And I will be sending that to city staff within the next week, giving us a good solid month to promote it. And there was another question. I forgot what it was. It was in my mind. I think that was it.
All right. Thank you so much for that. I know a lot of us are very interested in getting that show on the road because there are several unlicensed drivers here in California. We really want to just promote the education, just educate as many people as possible, especially getting the younger ones to get their license. That way they don't have to face different consequences later on. All right. Thank you. And now we can move on to general commission comments. Or do we need to approve that last part? No? Okay. All right. Are there any comments?
No, I'm looking forward to having Ms. Moore's report. She's worked hard on it. And I'm very interested in the traffic situation here in the city. And I think this will go, we can reach the youngsters, if we could reach the parents of the youngsters that are driving their parents around, because the parents don't have licenses. So it's something that needs to be done, and I'm looking forward to it.
Yes, me too. We appreciate everything you've been doing. Thank you for that. And I really look forward to just how everything will come together. Thank you. Are there any more comments?
I had one, but slipped my mind.
It's okay.
Just along the safety, I know that it just seems that I know what it was. It just came back to me. That's what happens when you hit 65, I guess. I'm not sure. But, I'm really concerned. I got on the 210 freeway, and I don't know if, I think as it relates to the city of San Fernando, and in particular for the Safety Commission, somehow I think that we need to bring some kind of awareness. When you get on the 118 freeway and you're going to head east to the 210, if you're heading toward Pasadena, oh my God, I can't believe how dangerous it is over there due to the fact that they created 3 different lanes coming in, and just out of nowhere, all of a sudden you'll have like these blocks in the center of lane, and I don't know. I think somehow, I don't know if San Fernando may want to do some kind of, I don't know, safety announcement or something. Be careful getting on, especially if they're getting on from the city of San Fernando. Um, yeah, I don't know if there are any entrants from the city of San Fernando, but either way, I don't know if any of you have been on that. It's pretty bad. You hop on the 118 to the 210, transition toward Pasadena, and just the way they set up these blocks in the middle of the road, I mean, it can be pretty, it can cause a problem. But anyways, I'm glad to hear, just seeing a lot of the good stuff happening in the city of San Fernando, especially the project over on Glen Oaks, all that we've seen happen there. And I just want to commend the city staff and everyone involved in making that happen. Thank you so much. That's it.
Thank you. And that's actually an interesting point. I know we've always touched on the streets, the safety streets, the speed bumps, the lights, the stop signs, but is it possible that we could actually get involved with the freeways? I've never heard of that happening. If I can get some confirmation so that we, at least on the entrance, maybe not directly on the freeway, but on the entrance. I don't know if that's a possibility.
There are statewide commissions that handle the highways.
Right.
And so we are not able to direct them in any manner. but we are all able to apply to be on those state commissions.
Thank you for letting us know. And so if anybody is interested, we can totally go ahead and do that. But yeah, the freeways, because they go all over the place. I guess that's why, right? All right. Any more staff communication? I mean, commission comments?
I did want to comment that I appreciate the work that our Parks and Recreation Department has been doing to continue to meet the needs of our community. And even though it's not entirely our issue, I know that we oftentimes listen to people discussing walking and going places and things like that. And safe and active streets involves having wonderful parks and places to walk to and drive to. And the park department has opened up, they've been doing virtual fitness throughout the pandemic, but they did open up some actual fitness at Las Palmas Park outdoors with masks. And my spouse and I decided to join one of them this week, and it was great fun. So I encourage you all to get involved in our socially distanced outdoor recreation as we return to normal. It's been great, and I just wanted to publicly thank our Parks and Recreation Commission. They also have a like a public health thing happening this Saturday that was in our city manager's report and is posted on the city website, and I was just very excited to see it. So I'm very happy about that.
Thank you. All right, and shall we move on to staff communication?
Sure, Chair Tolentino, I'm glad to present an update on the Safe and Active Streets project. Like I said last time, I think we're just going to keep this as a standing item, except when we get into more detail, when we'll have a more detailed discussion that requires comments and direction from the commission. But I'll continue to give updates as we're moving along. The project is slated to wrap up by the end of the year, and we are just in the beginning stages of it. There was an advisory group that was formed that will help, and they will meet 3 or 4 times throughout the project to help with developing the prioritized areas that will be, plans will be developed for improvements, safety improvements, such as at intersections, possibly introducing bike lanes, improving walking and walkability throughout the city. As well, the advisory group will also be helping with developing the community outreach plan, since it's a very large portion of the project. And Chair Moore has been a very active member and very helpful with the advisory group. Our consultant Tool Design is beginning stages of collecting data and getting ready to they've met with a couple of our city council members to get some feedback on the prioritized areas that came up during the first advisory group meeting. And they are getting ready to do some walkability and biking audits through the city, where we will get feedback on some of these prioritized areas. And this will help inform the conceptual plans that they are developing that will get vetted through the community and during community outreach, community workshops, and have an opportunity for the entire community to respond, make comments to Tool Design so that they can make edits in response to the concerns that the community has. So we're going to continue to push community outreach. We're just getting started, and we'll be continuing to update City Council and try to get the word out through schools. We're actually looking at maybe even going on I think it's one of the local radio stations to promote the work that's being done. So we're in that beginning stages of trying to just get the word out that we want everybody's feedback on their desire to be able to bike safely through the city and have safer areas to walk, what improvements we can make at crosswalks, intersections, what improvements we can make with lighting, anything like that people that have lived here so many years want to see as far as improvements. So I'll be reporting back next month, probably on the early stages of some of those audits, and if you're aware of anybody who's interested in participating in the walkability audits. They're fairly small groups, but we don't have a ton of people that are assigned to them yet. So if there's members that you're aware of, ideal people that might like to be involved with this project, we'd like to continue to get the word out. So thank you for everybody's been very involved in helping on this commission, and we're certainly appreciative of that. And we're going to continue to make sure this is a very successful project for the city.
Thank you. Commissioner Moore, I see your hand is raised. Did you have?
Chair Tolentino, may I?
Yes.
I was hoping that we could ask Maria to kindly add those emails to, or I'm not sure what the procedure would be for the walkability. I guess send it to Matt or send it to the tool design group. I feel very grateful for especially the mother who brought up the walkability situation that she feels is dire on 4th Street. And then also our first speaker, I'm really bad at remembering names without seeing them. I'm sorry, I'm very visual. Our first speaker, I believe his name was Fernando, who spoke about the area on Huntington near Las Palmas Park. I feel I very much love these highly engaged individuals to be part of this small walking audit. And I believe that that area by Las Palmas Park is one of the areas that we, like, there was that heat map.
Yeah.
I wish, I'm sorry, y'all, I wish I had that map. I will find it next time. But there was a thing where they showed like actual, like where people have been ticketed, where small accidents have happened, where any actual severe injury accidents have happened and things like that. And so those are some of the areas that we'll be focusing on. And I think that our engaged members of the community would be just the perfect people to get involved in that.
Sure. Yeah, no, I thank you for bringing that up, Commissioner Moore. I actually, another resident reached out to me this week and had some thoughts. And so what I'm doing is I'm taking down people's contact information. So, and encouraging them when I do talk to them, please get the word out. But definitely the people that have reached out to me or to staff, we are taking their name down. And as we get into the next steps, any sort of community workshop, any sort of thing that's going to be presented to the community, we want to make sure we reach out to those engaged individuals that we know are touch points that can help us get the word out and also offer their feedback. So this is wide open to the community. We don't want to exclude anybody's feedback on this because it's so critical that we get everybody's ideas and let the experts filter all of that, hear all of that, and put together designs that could help address their concerns. So,
but our walking mother, I feel like, is the perfect person for the walking audit.
Yep, I definitely I've spoken to her a couple times now, so I'll definitely make sure that Miss Interiano is part of that given that opportunity to be involved in this as well. So thank you.
Let's encourage our city council when the subject comes up, or we get an opportunity to bring the subject up, of getting our police officers, the motorcycle officers for the traffic, which would be a big help with slowing the traffic down with those good old days when the motorcycle officers would be hiding behind a car as you're making a right-hand turn on the red light. I would like to see a bigger police department. I'd like to see us get the motor officers back. They deal almost solely with traffic, and we have a problem with traffic and walking, and we've just heard it from the public speaking about it. So if we could encourage the people in power to bring those people back, that would be great. Whenever it comes up.
Absolutely.
Thank you, Commissioner Aikman. Also, I did want to ask if somebody were interested in being part of our walkability audit. Where could they contact you if they would like to be a part of this?
They could reach out to Public Works staff, either to Manny, Maria, or myself.
Okay.
If they reach out to any of us, we could we could put them in, we can get them down on the list and let them know when these are going to be occurring.
Okay.
I think the biking audits might be a little bit smaller, kind of very focused groups, but even then, if somebody is very interested in participating in the biking audits, there's 2 of those. There's going to be 6 walkability audits, so I think there'll be opportunities for the public to get involved in that. So I would say reach out to staff and we'll make sure they're aware of the dates and see if it fits their schedule. So
Great, thank you. And also, is there a specific time frame in which you would want people to join by, or is it an ongoing?
I think I'll have to reach out and find out when the exact dates are right now. I just think if people were to start reaching out to us, that we can inform them when particular dates might be coming up. So it's going to be over the next month or so. So we kind of have a tight time frame, but
I believe I recall, I think the first broad public meeting was scheduled for May.
Right.
But not a date yet. I just
not
like
a date,
that was the timeline was May.
Yeah, I think, yeah, and that's kind of shifting a little bit because of COVID. There was originally going to be something where the community could come in and make comments on designs, but I think it's getting pushed out a little bit. We're looking at different ways that we can do it until we are more able to do that safely, make sure everybody's vaccinated and things like that. So we still have a little bit of time before we can do all of that. But some of that data collection through the audits are going to be happening over the next month. So if anybody's interested, they can certainly reach out. I think we've been asking, at the advisory group meeting, we were trying to gather information about we're just trying to get those that are in those groups that know of people that might be interested to get the word out as well. So yeah, there's still a little bit of time, but they're going to be happening over the next month. So we'll be filling it in as we can, and we'll be reaching out to people as we get names and stuff like that.
Great, thank you for that. Will we have to add this to the agenda for the next month? Because I do know that there's still some things that we have to, for the meetings, just so that we get solid dates. Could we ask for that to be added to the agenda, or is...
Sure. Yeah, we can have it.
Or is it already?
Yeah, we have a standing item.
Yeah, but we could put it on under continuing business and actually have a staff report on that. So we can do that for next month. If we actually have some actual dates, we could share that through a staff report. So
we also get that map in the agenda packet.
Okay.
I really like that map.
We could certainly do that through presentation and staff reports as well. Sure.
And will the map be of the entire city or just that specific Las Palmas Park area?
It's the whole city. And we used to get these. I don't know if any of you remember. I'm sure that Commissioner Trujillo remembers. We used to get those. They were a grid, and they had like, here's an accident, here's a fatality, and we used to get them quarterly from the police department. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah,
I think the homeowners, they still do that. They give you a report every homeowner.
But so this was a 5-year version, and they had taken 5 years of data. The design firm that we've hired to do this, they took 5 years of traffic data. I think it was 5 years. I'm gonna say approximately 5 years.
I think it was 5 years.
I think it was 5 years, and they embedded it all together, and it was like really eye-opening. It was like, okay, here are where things happen. So it was the whole city, and but it was the colors showed where things were important to focus on. That's what made me go, oh yeah.
Yeah, no, I could definitely. We will put this under an agendized item for next month. So that we could update on any data that's been collected, as well as it is a helpful map, so we can show that and have more discussions about that. But we'll definitely put this on next month's agenda and go over all of that.
Great, thank you for that. And there is nothing else under staff communication, so shall we adjourn?
I motion that we adjourn the meeting at 7:41 p.m.
Thank you, Commissioner Moore. Do we have a second to adjourn the meeting at 7:41 p.m.?
I second that.
Great.
Roll call.
Roll call.
Chair Tolentino,
Yes.
Vice Chair Arizona is absent. Commissioner Aikman,
Yes.
Commissioner Moore,
Yes.
Commissioner Trujillo.
Yes.
All right. This meeting has been adjourned on April 7th at 7:41 p.m. Everybody have a great month. We'll see you next month.
Adios.
The
Bye,
background.
Manuel.
Safe.
Bye, Matt.
Bye.
Bye, Maria. Bye, Dee.
I
Bye.
like your background, Pastor Rudy.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm always messing with this stuff. Everybody have a good evening.